What's up, y'all? We back at it again. Episode 182. Well, what are we talking about this week? We got a lot of March Madness going on. We got a lot of NBA trade deadline news discussing up. NFL free agent is taking off, and even we got some NFL draft news to talk about. So we down one man short today, but the show must go on. Episode 182, trying to get it out to everybody right now. But episode 182, let's get it started right now. No, not wasting any more time. Bring it.
All right. Good morning, everybody. This is the Red and Red Sports Show featuring yours truly, the coach. And we are coming live from the ATL Shawty. We're going to give you real sports talk because we are real sports everything, and I can't get the start right. But we do have real sports knowledge. We do know that. So listen up. Put on your thinking caps. Get ready to debate sports with us because we are live, and we are live without our fearless leader, who is the Rev, who is off today. He's unfortunately in Maryland at a funeral of one of his classmates. So we want to wish him Godspeed, and we want to hopefully he can get back safe and be back with us next year. But hey, we press on, we move on. And we're going to go ahead and give you
Coach,
our topics. We're going to hit you with everything. And Red, how you feeling today, my brother?
I can't even hear it. Let me try to come back in here real quick.
Red is out for a minute, so it's me by myself for right now. It's right now, but he'll be right back. I'm going to hold it down, and we're going to make sure Red is back. Let me get him back on here.
All right.
All right. You with us?
I'm perfect. Now I'm trying to share it with folks. I can't even share it from my page. What's going on?
Okay.
But other than that, I'm ready. Yeah.
Red is ready. We're gonna as always, we're gonna jump right into it. Let me give you my number 82 for the day. And my number 82 goes to one of my favorite players, who played wide receiver back in the Steel Curtain days for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I know everybody knows who he is. My 82 goes to one John Stallworth from the Pittsburgh Steelers, number 82. He was a part of the great dynasty back in the Steel Curtain days of Pittsburgh. He wore number 82, one of the best wide receivers in all time for Pittsburgh. So the 82 goes to John Stallworth. Before we get to Dope, Nope, and Cope, let's check in and see who's talking today, who's with us. All right, Shelby said it's the coach show today. Good morning, Shelby. How are you? Give me that. Yeah, I did say next year, but we hope he joins us back next week. Hopefully Rev will be back next week with us. Red, Shelby said you didn't get the new AOL CD. Here we go. It's already started. We're not going to discuss the AOL. Thomas Holcomb is checking in from the Boll Weevil Hog Tie and Hootenanny in Enterprise, Alabama. Oh, my Lord. Thomas, I don't know how you find these events when others can't, but I guess you got the blueprint on it, my brother. All right. Maurice Thrower checking in from Miami says, good morning. Good morning. Hope that knee is doing better.
Oh, have mercy. I can't share this for nothing in the world.
Got to get you sharing that. And Joe Black, the resident chef, says, what's up, guys? What's going on, Joe Black? Hope everything is all right going on with you, and you are doing well. I hope everybody is doing well, and want to make sure that we entertain you and everything goes on. Vincent is here. Vincent says, Red needs to subscribe to the Mississippi Fiber Optic Internet. Vincent, you don't leave my home state alone, my brother. I'm tired of this. I'm sick of this. No, you got to get your jokes in when you can on my poor station. And he said, good morning, fellas. We say good morning to you, Vincent. And we are glad that everyone is here today Want to make sure that everybody enjoys themselves. All right, we're going to jump right into the show. And as usual, we always come to one of our favorite segments in the morning, Dope, Nope, and Cope. And everybody, you can send your Dope, Nope, and Copes in to us as well while we discuss. Red, camera sideways. Oh, Red is frozen. And I'm by myself still.
Well, I'm here. I'm just trying
there you go. Turn your camera right.
I don't know.
All right, there we go.
This profile thing keeping me from being great today.
All right, Red, give me your dope moment for our past week, please, sir.
Okay. What am I doping on? Man, just don't want me to be great today. I'm doping on Loyola Chicago's head coach. His unique name, Porter. No, I'm not. I'm doping on John Collins' performance last night. 38 points, 12 rebounds after he found out he wasn't getting traded. Way to go. Way to make a statement, John. That's the way you show the Hawks. And you prove that you want to be in Atlanta your career with a performance like that. 38 and 12, 4 out of 4 or 5 3-point shots. Dope, JC. Dope.
All right. We doping on Red doping on John Collins, who loved the fact that he wasn't traded and he's able to stay with the Atlanta Hawks. So, hey, he is hanging around for another year. Well, my dope moment goes to one Shaka Smart, who used his last name, Smart, and got out of Texas. And now he is the new head coach of Marquette, the Golden Eagles. And I am glad that Shaka Smart got out of there because it seemed like the writing was on the wall for him to possibly be gone. So luckily, he's still there. I mean, he left Texas so they can scramble and find a new head coach, and we know why. So my dope moment goes to Shaka Smart. All right, moving on. My note moment is for Howard Schnellenberger, former coach of Miami, who passed away today at 87 years old. If you know Miami, you know that Schnellenberger was one of those coaches back in the day that had one of those great Miami teams, and they were beating everybody, and Schnellenberger had a nice little run going. So my note moment, and I hate it happened, for Howard Schnellenberger, the former coach of Miami. Red, what's your note moment?
My note moment goes to the Houston Rockets.
Oh gosh.
The day after you finally snap your 20-game win streak, you finally get on the road Friday night against Minnesota. You're going to the fourth quarter. You got a 14-point lead, and this is what happens in the last 7 minutes of the ball game. You go 0 points, 0 for 14 from the field goal, 0 from 6 from 3-point range. You let Minnesota go on a 22-0 run after being down 14 points, and you lose the game by 6 points. I'm talking about Lord Rockets. I mean, what are you doing to Steven Silas, man? I mean, after you just come off a 20-game losing streak, Lord have mercy, you finally going to get a winning streak started, and this is how you lose the game? You go on a 0 for 22 run in the last 7 minutes, don't hit a shot, can't find a bucket, can't buy a bucket. You got John Wall bouncing balls off his knee like he just started Pee Wee League basketball up at Adamsville Rec. Good Lord. No, Houston Rockets. No. And it's going to be, somebody tell me this ain't going to be my last time noping you guys. Lord, coach, this season need to hurry up and end for these guys. This might be the worst basketball season I ever seen from a team.
Well, Red does not give the Houston Rockets any love after losing 20 and then winning one. They blow a game that they had to lead against the team that is below them, which is
the worst team in the league.
The worst team in the league. All right, Red, I'm going to come right back to you. What's your coat moment?
Oh, me, coach?
Yeah, back to you. Yes, sir.
Okay. What am I coping on? Well, I guess we're gonna talk on a little. No. I go with this moment since we're gonna talk on this a little later. I'm gonna cope with Steve Kerr. Lord have mercy, Steve Kerr, dude. Once again, another comment with the quote taken out of context. Now, if you're gonna make a quote that says you enjoyed last season of 15 wins more than your previous season of when you went to the NBA final, coach, just own up to it. Just tell us how you really feel. Don't come out and say, "Oh, like my comments were taken out of context." Now that Kevin Durant is all of a sudden barking back at you, now you got to give a press conference before a game, all because you claim your quotes are taken out of context. And I'm just sick and tired of us sports fans have to quote with these coaches and athletes making comments and then backtracking the next day, all because they don't like the backlash or the blowback they're getting. No, Steve Kerr, your comments without taking out of context, you just didn't like the blowback you were getting, okay? So please, athletes, just be real about your comments. You make them, stand by them, okay?
And Red Destroyer says Steve Kerr is a clown, did not live up. And I don't see how you can say 15 games is better than winning the championship either, but you know how these coaches are. They make these comments and you like, what? You wonder what they're saying. Yeah. So, yeah, I believe. My coat moment is for the city of Atlanta. And I know somebody's going to allude to it. Atlanta, let's just go for the state of Georgia. Because you passed that very ignorant bill, reform bill, you are about to lose the All-Star game coming to Truist Field here in Georgia. And I don't know if it was worth it, but I hope you realize how much money you stand to lose for that game maybe possibly being moved to another city. And they could possibly say, hey, we're not even coming back. We don't want to come back to Georgia. So I hope it was worth it. You can cope with the fact that you may lose more sporting events because of your foolish voting and your foolish decisions in the Capitol building to cost your state possible big events like sporting events and other big things. So legislature, I hope it was worth it, but you got to cope with losing. So, all right. Let's look at some of the comments, and I think we got some interesting comments. Let's see. Vincent Woodard said, I love Mississippians, coach. I hope you do, Vince. Maurice Throw Red, I hope your internet isn't being suppressed like some Georgia voters. All right. Joe Black said, maybe you need to go back to the car. I don't we'll leave that alone. Thomas, dope. MLB is considering moving the game due to the new voting law. Yeah, that's something they're going to have to deal with. If they want to pass that dumb law, then they're going to have to deal with it. Shelby said, dope. Oral Roberts, Golden Eagles, and Sister Jean. Yeah, we're going to discuss the insane March Madness in a few minutes. Miss Sylvia Harris said, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Miss Harris. Hope you're having a wonderful day and a great start to your day. And Shelby said, why was I thinking the same thing? Okay, I'm not going to comment on that. Joe Black, dope. Lewis Williams able to make frequent trips to Magic City. Yeah, we're going to get into that too, because now the Magic City industry just jumped up big time, knowing that they'll have to double up on their wings because Lou is back in town. Yep, yes, indeed. All right. Shelby said Shaka was going to be fired next week. He might, but I think that he may have bought himself some time when he won the Big 12 tournament. So he may have gotten another year out of it. He may have squeezed one, who knows? But he's out of there, so that's good. Vincent Woodruff, Texas was about to lay the screw job to Shaka. Melanated coaches don't fare well in Texas. Shaking my head. Yeah, we know about the Charlie Strong incident. We won't go there. Wait a minute. Let me double back a little bit. Okay. Dope. Maurice Thrower said my Dolphins making moves by swindling the 49ers and the Eagles. I sure that's a word. That's a good word to describe it. Shelby said Magic City is exciting. Yes, it is. Yes, they are. Vincent said Kyle Kuzma airballing a technical free throw. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that last night. Red, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm not sure if it was in last night game. I think it was the game before, but I definitely saw it.
Well, I don't know which game it was, but I know it was there. How do you airball a free throw? But then again, all right, Joe Black said Kyle Shanahan on the note moment jumping above the Falcons and taking a quarterback option off the board. And that's going to be interesting to see, Joe, if they get a quarterback or are they still in love with Jimmy G, their quarterback, which I heard rumbling, so who knows. Maurice said Mr. Triple Single stat line after making his statement about the best defensive player of all time. No comment on that because he is a joke in my opinion, but hey, to each his own. Miss Harris says Shaka Smart is smart and surrounded by smart women. His mother-in-law, who was valedictorian of her high school class, is a PhD. Whoa, that's news. Thank you, Miss Harris. I didn't know that. And Red Shelby alluded to your Houston Rockets. Reference on the note say even the coach was crying. Yeah, Steven Silas, I don't know what to say for you, brother, but I don't know what's going to change. If you going to change, maybe. I don't know. Hey, Kelly Kale said, hey, y'all. Hey, Kelly. How you doing? Hope everything's all right. All right, Red, you see this one? Joe Black said, the Falcons shopping with the EBT card during free agency. Oh, woo. So they didn't get anybody. Goodness.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened when you salary cap messed up. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shopping. Well, Falcons gonna be shopping at the Family Dollar General for a while.
I hope not. Let's see. Red Coat. Since Rev is not here, Red will have more time to talk. Help us all. No comment.
Yeah, I barely been talking. That Shelby just killing me. I get bored today, Shelby.
Maurice Thrower-Cope, the news about Howard Schnellenberger. Yeah, that was an unfortunate passing. 87 years old. A good guy. Thomas said, Cope, even in the world of sports, Derek Jackson can't catch a break. 11 total yards in his football career. We, the former attendees of Tuskegee, do not claim him. Golly.
Oh, that's what they were talking about the other day when they said Buddy only had like one catch for that. They were talking about my man Derek Jackson. Oh, okay. Thanks. Thank you, guys.
I did not.
You just gave me something else in the post about him. Like, dude, I had more production in my high school career than you had in your college and pro career, Derek.
Golly. Woo. That's bad. All right, Thomas in North Carolina was the bathroom bill, $3.76 billion over 12 years. When they made that passed that bathroom bill law about transgenders, yeah, they lost a lot of business because of that. So Georgia, I hope you're ready. Oh, Joe Black said the HBCU delegation does not claim Derek Jackson. He is not a part of HBCUs. Mama Harris dropping those nuggets on Shaka's background. Yeah, I did not know about the PhD degree. That was pretty smooth. That means Shaka is kind of smart. Vincent Woodard say the Falcons gonna have to buy free agents that are WIC friendly. Golly, y'all, Falcons ain't gonna have no money. Oh boy, Chef said I don't blame y'all for what you're doing. And finally, Vincent said you've been on Derek Jackson all week. It said just gave some more ammunition.
Yep, so, that football coming. Right.
Wow.
Sorry, y'all, I can't share it on my page right now. I'll probably try to share the show later, but hopefully we on YouTube and our other outlets. But hey, show must go on, so let's keep it rolling.
All right, here we go. We're going into some basketball talk. If I had my music right, and I do actually try to have music, so let's see if it'll work. Y'all forgive me for being slow on the draw with the music. It's basketball time. We are talking March Madness. And for those of you who have brackets, I don't know what to tell you about your brackets, other than the fact you probably have torn them into cinders or burned them or did whatever with March Madness. What's say your
remember Red's favorite line? Tear 'em up.
Golly. So hey, here we go. Let me see if I can find this. Okay. All right, we're going to go through each game and we're going to pick the winners, and you all can pick the winners as well. We have 4 games today and we have 4 games tomorrow.
Okay, appreciate
it. Yeah, we're going to go through them. All right, number 1 team game at 2:40 is Red's favorite team, Loyola Chicago, facing the number 12 seed Oregon State Beavers. Now, Oregon State got there. They had a pretty good game, but Loyola seemed to be fueled by destiny. They said they're the team of destiny. Everybody loves Loyola. So, Red, give me your winner.
Okay, first of all, everybody does not love Loyola. This is not Loyola. You are not Raymond. Okay, you are not. I forgot his real name. Ray Romano. You're not Ray Romano. Okay, lawyer. Okay, everybody does not love you, especially me. Not after you beat my Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in round 1. All right, Sister Jean. You're killing me, lady. I mean, boy, every time I get on you, you just come back and beat me again. I mean, that beat down you put on Illinois last week. Coach, I got to that one. I understand us losing the Tech. We didn't have our best player, but that was the number 1 seed, and they just straight beat them. I mean, dropped them like a bad habit. So now you're going up against Oregon State or Oregon?
Oregon State.
Okay. Yeah, Oregon State, and they beat somebody last week they weren't supposed to beat. But you know what, Coach? I got no choice. I'm hopping on the Sister Jean bandwagon because I ain't going for no Oregon State. I would, but I guess I can go ahead. No point in hating on Sister Jean too much. Like I say, we got we got thunderstorms in the areas. I don't want to hate on Sister Jean too bad, but I'm gonna go ahead and run with Sister Jean this round. The Loyola Chicago, their defense. What I've been hearing all week, their defense is what's really giving them an advantage over some of these teams. But let me break down, because this is going to be one of my dope comments for the week, Coach. Let me give Loyola Chicago's head coach a big dope for his name. Porter Moser? Or
yeah. Dude. I'm trying to remember it. Poser? Oh, let me see.
Porter Moser, I think.
Yeah.
Let me go back and pull up my I can pull it up. Yeah, it's Porter Moser. That's it. Porter Moser. So I'm gonna give him props for a very unique name, one of the most unique names we have in sports. And I'm gonna go with head coach Moser and Sister Jean and the Ramblers against the Oregon State Beavers today. They used to be coached by First Lady's brother, then.
Yeah, he did. All right, so Red goes with Loyola. I'm gonna stay with Loyola. Oregon shoots well, but they can be stopped. Loyola is one of those, I think Dick Vitale called one of those garbage pail teams who just does everything rough and just does enough to win. They don't have any outstanding player. One player, but they got a bunch of good players. So I'm going to go with Loyola as well. I'm going to say Loyola gets the win. And All right, let's see what the fans say. Maurice said, go Oregon State. Shelby says, Sister Jean all the way. I don't bet against the Nun. All right. Vincent said, Loyola's on a mission. All right, let's see.
I don't know about this. They'll win this week.
Alexis, good morning, Alexis. We haven't seen you today. He said Loyola will win. Red, Sister Harris said we tried to warn you against blasphemy, going to talking about Loyola and about them. So Loyola is real. Shelby said,
I learned my lesson, Sister Harris. I'm done messing with Sister Jean for this round anyway.
But Shelby said, don't jinx her, stay off her bandwagon.
First of all, Shelby, it ain't no us anyway. And if Sister Jean knew you, she probably would kick you off her bandwagon anyway. So you get off the bandwagon.
Oh my Lord. Help us, Lord. And Vincent said the coach name is Porter Moser. Porter Moser. Yeah, okay. All right. The next game is this one's gonna be a pretty good one. Baylor versus Villanova. That's gonna be a good game. Baylor is a number 1 seed. Villanova is a number 2 seed. Villanova number 5. So who you got in this one?
Coach, I think I'm gonna ride with Villanova. Baylor, they always been a top seed, but a lot of folks really didn't predict them to go far in the tournament because they just got that reputation. So right now, they're going up against a good Villanova team that's really finding they niche right now, and it's tournament time. Don't mess with Villanova come tournament time. Baylor, you ain't proved nothing to me come tournament time. Now, obviously, I'm not using no players' name and none of my analysts because I'm a little lost with some of the players. I'm hoping Coach can fill in that part of the analysis. But for overall teams, I'm going with Villanova over Baylor because I know Baylor is just due for a choke job at any moment, and the moment can happen this weekend.
All right. Now, this game, I look at Baylor. Baylor is one of those. They had one of the most athletic. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on for just a second. We have a visitor.
What's going on, everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rev is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
The Rev is in the building, no diggity, no doubt. Just left my homeboys viewing. God rest him, the spirit of my classmate, Henry Stewart. Just left fellowshipping with some of my friends, and I had to see what's going on with Coach and Red of the Red and Rev Sports Show, episode 182. How's it going?
Oh, it's going all right.
No controversy yet.
Yeah. Rev looking like you just came off the tennis stick. Did you take John David Washington spot, man? Boy, you like you finna go travel backwards.
No, man, I'm just trying to suit and boot it for the occasion. And then, in Maryland, man, they got strict laws. I'm outside of some plaza right now. They got strict laws about face masks, so I got to make sure I keep the mask while I'm outside. But if y'all don't mind, man, I'm gonna stay in for a little bit. Just join in if you don't mind.
Aren't you one of the co-hosts?
Yeah.
No, Coach DJ.
It's not like.
Go ahead.
It's not like it's Shelby trying to get on the show, so we don't.
So what are we talking about, man? What are we talking about?
Just starting on college basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, we're running down the games and we're predicting the winners of the Sweet 16. So we can jump right in and start with you right off the bat. We got the next game, which is of particular interest to certain people. Arkansas versus Oral Roberts.
I'm telling you, Red, you better believe in divine intervention. I told you about Sister Jean. She gonna mess around. Her prayers gonna mess around and get them to a Final Four again. But I'm not overly too fond of Oral Roberts and their religious ties because they come from more of a patriotic standpoint than a more Christian perspective. So that's another story for another day. But they do have that young man who is the leading scorer. I think national leading scorer. I forget his name. Young guard.
I think it's Armas.
Armas,
Admas or Armas, one of those two.
Yeah, he's been lighting it up, and he's been putting up big numbers for Oral Roberts as they came into this Sweet 16. Nobody expected them to be there. But Arkansas has great athleticism. They're well coached. And I think Oral Roberts will have a chance to go back to Chapel next week because their season is over. Arkansas is going to put it down on them. So I'm going with Arkansas over Oral Roberts because their athleticism, their length, their coaching, I think is going to be too much for Oral Roberts. And then also, one of the things that happens with the NCAA tournament is the more tape you're able to find out on these teams that might have snuck up on you during the first weekend, you have much more time to evaluate, to break them down. And therefore, that's why we don't see as many double-digit seeds go to the Final Four and championship game because now people get a chance to break them down. And I think Arkansas is going to break down Oral Roberts. So Arkansas moves on to the Elite Eight.
I read.
Max Alumnus, I think that's his name.
Okay.
Max Alumnus, averaging 24.5 points a game. Ooh, I need to get my eyes checked. But anyway, there's no way I'm taking Roberts. No way I'm taking the school with the last name Roberts. Okay. Arkansas. I told y'all I'm not saying that name. I'm trying to police myself over here. So to police myself, I'm just gonna say the school with the last name Roberts. I'm not taking them. I'm taking Arkansas. Arkansas will move on. And the other school, like Rev said, you'll be on the golf course. The coaches will be on the golf course next week.
Of course, I'm taking Arkansas. I think they going back to that old up-tempo style, and I don't think Oral Roberts has enough to keep up with what Arkansas is going to bring. And Arkansas, I think, will win easily for this one. This is going to be easy. Okay, before we go to next, we got oh my God, Rev, you come on the show and the comments started flowing big time. They were already flowing.
Okay.
Vincent said Mama Harris must have poured some of that oil on your forehead over the past week for the game. Shelby said, I've been riding with Sister Jean for years. She also picked Baylor. We picked that Baylor game against Villanova. Maurice Thrower said he'll ride with Baylor too. And Miss Harris dropped a nugget, as I call a knowledge nugget. Shaka's mother-in-law was a classmate of my husband and dear friend. Okay, yep. And that's the one. She has the PhD. So knowledge nuggets going in. All right, Vincent said, he going with the Cats. He loved their defense. That's Villanova. Rev, your mom says, hey.
What's going on, Mother?
Hey to you.
Yeah, it feels kind of
Vincent
odd.
also.
Feels kind of odd not being with her. Normally she is traveling with me whenever I take a trip. So this is the first time since COVID that we haven't been together on a trip. So yeah, it feels odd.
Okay. Vincent said, R.I.P. to your friend. Good to see you. That's from Vincent. Uh-oh. Shelby said Red is talking too much. Here we go with this back. With this, here it come. And the shots are fired. And Shelby also said, Red, I would do better than you. Oh, wow. I won't discuss that one. All right. Shelby. Armani said, what's up? What's going on, Armani? What's happening? And Shelby says she would increase likability factor and viewership. Ooh.
Well, first of all, you can take the likability factor. I'm just telling you, girl, please, you are dreaming if you think you got likability factor. And second of all, you couldn't beat me in a game of jump rope. Okay, so
yeah. Okay, no comment. More comment. All right. Vincent said Arkansas went to church this past week. They about to send Oral Roberts back to the crib. Okay. Shelby also went with Oral Roberts. Alexis goes with Arkansas.
You, girl. You lucky I'm a good guy.
Vincent said Arkansas is very physical, so he goes with Arkansas. Maurice is going with Arkansas, as he said, not Arkansas, but Arkansas. Joe Black said Arkansas big. They are big. And Shelby told Red in a challenge match they're gonna double Dutch. So here we go. I'm not gonna discuss that one. All right, let's go to the next game. Houston and Syracuse. Red, what you got, Red?
For once, I'm picking my first upset of the day. I love going Syracuse in this one. Okay. I'm not too familiar with neither team other than the fact. Well, I know they both got good squads. Houston number 2 seed, but I like how Syracuse won the other day, and I'm gonna give Coach Boeheim's son a little credit. And he can keep his little hot streak going for another round. So come on, Syracuse. You guys have pulled upsets before. You got another one in you?
All right, Rev.
I have to go with Red, man. Syracuse, they always advance when they're not expected to do much. Whenever they have a high level of expectation, they bow out in the first weekend. But whenever you don't expect for them to do well, they mess around and find themselves in the Final Four. I don't know if they'll make it to the Final Four, but I do believe they have the pedigree. And Coach Boeheim definitely has the NCAA experience for a prime upset to have his Syracuse Orangemen along with his son, my Buddy Boeheim, to shoot the lights out, and I could see them beating Houston. Houston has one guard, I think his name may be Grimes or something like that, number 24. He's pretty solid, but in these games like this, it looks like Syracuse will definitely beat Houston. So I see the upset, but when it comes to the pedigree, it's not really an upset because Coach Boeheim has been here and done that before.
And I'm gonna make it unanimous. I mean that matchup zone is his bread and butter. And Houston, if you fall into a slump, they can't shoot well, then this game gonna be over quick. And as they calling them now, Buddy Buckets is starting to fill that thing up. So hey, he scored 53 points in 2 games. So hey, you can't go against him, and his dad is gonna get him looks to get them shots off. So I'm gonna go with y'all. I'm gonna go with Syracuse. Yeah, for this win.
Last week.
Yeah, they did choke against Rutgers. Rutgers should have beat them, but Rutgers played not to lose instead of trying to close the game out. With 5 minutes left, you go into a stall. No, you can't win. So, okay. Oh, Thomas said he going with Oral Roberts and Villanova.
Okay.
Okay, now, Red, I want you to pay attention to this. Shelby said, Vincent said Shelby gonna challenge you to a double Dutch contest, and the winner gets the Magic City Wings platter.
the Lou Williams special, huh?
The Lou Williams special. Okay.
Shelby must have really been good at jump rope. Boy, she ain't let that comment go yet.
All right, Miss Harris chooses Arkansas, and Shelby Rev. I'm gonna clarify this. She wants to come on on the show next week.
Okay, bring her on. We're ready for it.
Shelby, is this true? Let us know if it's true. You want to be on the show next week, and Rev said that'll be fine.
That'll be fine. We'll send her the link, and I know she's gonna have a few words for Red, so that's gonna be interesting TV.
Shelby, you are not Kelly, okay? Kelly is likable. You gonna get us counseling.
Here we go.
Our ratings were doing good. Now you gonna come on and just kill our apple's ass. But come on anyway. We'll try to tolerate you.
And let's make sure, Coach, you and I pray that nothing is said that we have to bleep out. All right.
I got the button. I'm gonna fix it this weekend.
Not by me. I promise you, I'm gonna be a good boy.
That might be a show in itself. Red versus Shelby. That might be a show.
You lie, hey, Rev. Me and you go to the Waffle House, and they'll still be.
They'll still be going at it, boy. That'll be must-see TV, boy. No doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
Looking forward to it now.
Kelly, hold up. I had to switch gears so I could see all the comments that are coming in. Kelly, Red said something nice about you. He didn't say something nice about Shelby because he said Kelly was the one that's likable. I can't say that Shelby's not likable, but he said something nice about you, Kelly.
That's gonna be discussed. She goes with Syracuse. And Vincent saying he going with that matchup zone too for Syracuse. Let's see. Let me scroll back. Maurice says Syracuse with the upset. Shelby says Syracuse Boeheim's son is something serious. I hate I didn't watch him in the regular season.
Oh, thanks for agreeing with me.
Here we go.
You see that comment by Vincent?
Yeah, I'm getting to it. Joe Black says Syracuse. Alexis says Syracuse in a close one. Shelby says she's ready. So it looks like it's gonna be a show next week.
Was that Master P talking about we ready? Was that Master P? Who was that back in there? We ready. We ready. Well, whoever it was, she says I'm ready. So it's all good. Vincent
said, Red, you got to train all week for the Shelby. The ratings gonna be off the charts. Kelly said, hold up, what you say about me? He said something good, Kelly.
He said you were likable.
Yeah, he said you were likable.
Kelly, you don't have to be so combative now.
Let me tell my folks.
She'll tell her folks. Vincent said, get the censor button ready.
Yeah. You see this next one? Shelby versus
UFC 183. Shelby versus Red. The pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, boy. Pastor Troy, that's right. Thank you.
She says Pastor Troy. Okay.
Troy. That's right. That wasn't Master.
All right. Let's go back. Let's get back to the game. That's must-see TV for next week. All right, here's an intriguing matchup. Man. Michigan against Florida State. Who wants at it? Either one of you can go.
I'll go first. I like Michigan because of Juwan Howard. He's done a phenomenal job. I'm not sold on those small guards that are running his program. And I think when it comes to athletes, Florida State is they have way more athletes than Michigan. Leonard Hamilton, he's a very solid coach. He always finds his team in the Sweet 16, Elite 8. And I think Michigan's run is going to be over because Florida State is going to out-athlete Michigan. So I'm going with Florida State.
Hey, Red?
What, Red? That's not intriguing, but I'm going to stick with Juwan Howard in Michigan. I'm going to ride him to the end. You know, I like Leonard Hamilton in Florida State. I keep forgetting he over there coaching the boys. He's been over there a minute. Pretty solid coach over there. Game go either way. It's probably going to be one of the better games of the weekend. But I'm going to go with Michigan in the end. I like Coach Juwan Howard. Want him to do good over there. Nothing against Florida State. I'm just taking Michigan in this. But like I said, the game can go either way. But I like Michigan to pull this one.
All right. One Michigan, one Florida State. I guess I got to break the tie. Michigan's, it seems like sometimes they make a lot of mistakes. Not a lot, but they make mistakes at the wrong time. But Florida State is one of those teams. Leonard Hamilton just can't get over the hump. And that's why I got to go with Michigan, because it seems like Leonard Hamilton has a squad to get there, but something happens and he just can't get over the hump to get that big win for the program. So I'm just going to have to say Michigan knocks out Florida State, and Florida State, good run, but it's over with. So that's my prediction. Let's see what the people say. Thomas said Kelly gonna beat you with a Magic City wing. Let's see. Master P was about it, Rev. He was talking to you.
Yeah,
but Vincent says Florida State. All right. On this one, Shelby said go Big Blue. Juwan may get that championship he's supposed to get as a player. Maurice said Michigan. The Criminals, not the Seminoles, the Criminals will be crawling back to Tennessee. Thomas said, I'm pulling for Michigan.
That's Tallahassee, Coach.
Tallahassee, I'm sorry. I said Tennessee, Lord. Alexis said Michigan in a close one. And Joe Black said, I like Michigan, but as a businessman, I'm going to have to go on my clientele and go Seminoles.
Yeah,
who
that
he
makes sense.
PA.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
Florida State has a good run, Florida, all the state of Florida be rocking and rolling. So I understand with him being in Jacksonville, that makes sense.
My Vincent said, I love seeing two black coaches going at this high level
Yep.
at the stage in the tourney. Yeah, that is true. But then Miss Harris turned around and said, I hate to see one black coach eliminate another black coach. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it has to happen.
She got that Illuminati spelling of eliminate.
How you doing, brother?
Terrell, good morning, Terrell, and a happy heavenly birthday to your mom, my brother. We know what you going through. Happy heavenly birthday to your
Got our
mom.
prayers. You and our prayers, my dog.
No doubt. And he said he's going with Florida State to win the game.
I just tell you, how you gonna go and get? I'm just saying, good job. It's good choice, man.
Okay, go ahead, Real.
No, go ahead. Next game.
This game here, I want this one first because I'm gonna go out on. I ain't gonna go out on a limb. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Alabama beats UCLA by double digits, maybe triple digits. I don't know why. That Alabama team, they are loving basketball, and they are playing like they are loving the game of basketball, and they do not mind. And they asked the coach for Ben Howland for UCLA, what are you going to do with a team that shoots 33 pointers a game?
Ben Howland's no longer there. Ben Howland.
Not Howland.
Cronin. Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cronin. No, I don't know why I got Howland. Cronin, they asked him about it. He said, well, he didn't know what to say. But I'm like, how can you stop a team that shoots 16 3-pointers? 33 pointers and hit 16. How can you stop that team? And they have fun doing it. Just come down the court. They don't even have an offense that goes past down in the paint. They all stay around the 3-point line and shoot. And they're good at it. Alabama by 20.
Wow.
I'm gonna put it out there. UCLA is gonna get blown out the gym. I'm sorry. They can't handle what Alabama brings.
Wow, 20 points. That's a huge. Ooh. I like Alabama, but I don't know if they're 20 points better than UCLA, but I do pick them in advance. They have a very athletic team. They have the SEC Player of the Year as well as Defensive Player of the Year on their team. And what's his name? Jones or something like that. But I think the athleticism. And for me now, it's all about athletes because you don't really have a lot of just great skill college players because a lot of them don't stay in long enough to develop their skills. And then you're looking at marginal players becoming decent players if they stay long enough. So you're really looking at more who's the more athletic team. And I think Alabama, from top to bottom, they have the better athletes than UCLA. So I'm going to go with Alabama as well, but I'm not going to say they're going to win by 20 points. I say they win by about 6-8.
Okay. All right. Red?
I'm riding with Coach all the way on this one. Alabama has been balling. I really like how they've been playing ever since the SEC tournament. They're a real likable, fun bunch of young guys. Like I say, they love that 3-point shot. You have to call them the Warriors. Steph Curry, Warriors of the tournament. Boy, they live on that 3-point line. They don't, I don't even know. Do they even have a play when they go to the paint? Sometimes they go to the paint to catch a rebound. But like I say, I'm definitely gonna take them to UCLA. I didn't even know UCLA had a team that was worthy of a tournament appearance anyway. So the fact they in the tournament, they're still in this long. Well, hey, dreams come to the end. They're coming to the end this week. UCLA. These Bama boys about to be a roll tide special.
All right. Let's see what the people say. Terrell said, thank y'all so much. Yeah, we with you in your corners, Mr. Mitchell. No problem. Vincent said, we see what you did there, Mama Harris, with the Illuminati Illuminate reference. All right. Shelby said Bama. Terrell said Alabama by 8. And Ms. Harris corrected. She said eliminate. Vincent said roll tide. Alexis said Alabama. Joe Black said Alabama. Maurice said Alabama has a good basketball team too. Well, roll tide. And Armani said you live by the 3U, but not right now. You're not dying by the 3. Bama by 10. And Terrell said that boy from Bama, John Petty, who's probably going to go in the NBA draft, is a beast. He will have a double-double. So everybody's
That's the
pretty
name,
much
Petty, not Jones.
Yeah.
My fault, Petty. Yeah.
Everybody's pretty much going with Bama on that one. Now, an interesting Pac-12 showdown, which you never thought you'd never see in basketball, never in your lifetime. USC against Oregon. Rev, you may fire away, sir.
Ooh, this is a tough one, man. USC has the phenomenal freshman who's supposed to be going second in the draft, Mobley, the big guy. I can't really say that I'm impressed with them. Oregon has good wing play. I can't say that I've watched these two teams. They've probably been the least two teams that I've watched since March Madness, so I don't really have a good feel for this game. But I'm going to go with Oregon. Just something about Oregon seems like it just seems to me that they're the better team of the two because I remember their guard and wing play more so than I do USC's guard and wing play. And then Mobley, I think, is more of a project rather than a polished commodity. So I think a lot of the draft hype on him is more about potential rather than where he is right now. So I haven't seen it where he's just dominated. And if he were more dominant post player, then I could go more so the USC route. But I think Oregon's wing and guard play are better than USC's. So that's why I'm picking Oregon.
All right. Red?
I'm gonna go with USC. They kind of impressed me how they played last few weeks. Oregon has a pretty solid team too. Everything Rev said is point on, but I don't like Oregon's defense in this particular game. I think USC has the better defensive strategy in this game. I mean, Oregon give up close to 80 points a game. That ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna go with USC, and they close to 50 to 60 points a game. More blocks. Oregon has more steals, but USC crashed the boards a little better. I'm gonna go with USC to pull this one off. Oregon solid team, but I think USC playing a little bit more passion and a little bit more fire right now. Plus, they got the coach that was the coach when FGSC had their little special tournament run. I forgot his name, but that coach went on to USC. And now he got these guys playing pretty good. So I'm gonna give him an opportunity to go to the Elite Eight. I got USC.
Okay, and I'm gonna go with USC as well. I like the Mobley kid and their interior defense. They hit the boards well, and of course, it's USC, and I can't stand anybody else from the Pac-12 but USC. So I'm gonna have to go with them. I don't think they're gonna go all the way, but I'm going with them now because they played Oregon, and we got to get revenge for when Oregon beat us in football in the Pac-12 championship. But that's another story.
See, that's where I thought you were going to go with that, Coach, in your selection.
Yeah, that's another story. We won't get into football right now because we will get our revenge come fall, Oregon. We got some top recruits coming in. Take care of y'all, you little shiny suits. But another story.
Okay.
Last game.
Real, we're going to remember Coach said just now about all these new recruits coming in.
I won't comment. We got some good ones. Okay. The people, let's see. Terrell says Oregon in a close one. Alexis says Oregon.
Alexis,
Vincent.
are you kidding me?
Vincent, Oregon.
What?
Wow. Maurice said on a hunch, he's gonna go with Oregon.
Why they go with Oregon because Rev chose, man? Come on.
Because I provided good commentary. That's how you persuade people.
Joe Black said, so the Pac-12 doesn't play defense in any sport. I'm gonna let that slide, Joe Black. And then he picked USC.
Thanks, Joe.
Shelby picked USC as well.
Here we go, my girl. Sticking with a homeboy. Way to go, Shelby.
I don't know how that's gonna work, but all right. Last game, and this is the game that a lot of people are not interested in, but they just want to see this team. Gonzaga versus Creighton. Go ahead, Red.
This is not gonna take long. Gonzaga, okay. I wouldn't choose Creighton if you're the last team standing, okay. I can believe the coach and his plantation quote self is still saying that is the coach, right?
Yeah.
The coach said,
Uh-huh.
okay, yeah. Look, Greg McDermott, dude, the party is this weekend. The ride is over, okay? And I don't think that your players gonna be going back to the plantation with you, okay? You be lucky if some of them boys don't transfer. Anyway, it's over with. Coach McDermott, you're finally going down, buddy. Gonzaga all the way.
Yeah, this one not hard to predict. Rev, I'm sorry, because I already know who I'm going with.
This is the blowout game. This is a bloodbath right here. Gonzaga gonna be at least 20. If I were a bet man, I would definitely bet on whatever point spread, and I would put a lot of money on it. But I'm not a betting man. But Gonzaga's going to beat the brakes off Creighton. It's not even going to be close. That boy Jalen Suggs is going to have a big time game. When you look at Gonzaga, man, they are a juggernaut. They got about two guards that are pro ready. That kid Crispert, the white kid that
Yeah,
comes off shooting screens. He can dribble, he can shoot. And then they got like one of them old school dudes who look like a hippie, like Bill Walton, got the little mustache. That dude got some great post skills, man. This is not even gonna be close, man. Gonzaga about 20 plus.
and you know I'm gonna go unanimous because Gonzaga is gonna hurt Creighton. Creighton did good to get there; they survived, but you know you only go so long on Survivor. And you had somebody has to be eliminated, and it's gonna be Creighton. All right, let's go quickly to get these last few picks before we go to halftime. Oregon, Armani. Joe Black said like the mask, Rev.
Appreciate it, man.
He said Revenge said you utilize your power of discipleship to convince the masses.
I do it spiritually and sports related, no doubt about it.
Shelby did not care about your pick of USC. She said she threw up a little. Y'all, next week, boy, I don't know what to say about next week.
It's gonna be on and popping, man.
Joe Black say the Zags. Vincent say the Zags said stop playing. It ain't gonna even be close. Shelby said Gonzaga. Alexis Gonzaga in a blowout. Maurice Gonzaga, they'll win in honor of John Stockton, who celebrated a birthday this week. All right, John Stockton. And Thomas had to come with one. The Gonzaga mascot was scoring at least 15 points. The mascot goes score. And Joe Black said Creighton gonna play worse than Derrick Jackson at Tuskegee. I don't even want to comment on the Derrick Jackson thing. Oh boy. All right, well, the clock on the wall says it is now halftime. So we're gonna let you all take a break for a minute. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. Rev, I don't have your halftime music, but you know I'm old school, so I got some halftime music for you. So
Give it
get
to
ready.
Uh-oh, I'm kind of interested in this.
All right, and we're back. We are back from halftime. We had a little abbreviated music interlude for halftime.
Real quick, Coach. Did y'all talk about Shaka Smart?
We discussed him. Yeah, we talked about his move. His move was mentioned in the dope, nope, and coat moves.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and people talked about how that was a smart move because melanated men don't last long at Texas.
That's a good take.
That's a good take. Proven to be true. All right, let's go into not NFL free agency. Let's take that off the books. We're gonna go into the NBA trade deadline.
I can't remember
we had some moves that came up over the NBA trade deadline that were very interesting in some areas, and some brought some question marks about some people. So either one of you can go first. What was the move that impressed you or the move that didn't make any sense? Either one of you can go first. A move that impressed you or one that made absolutely no sense at all.
The move that impressed me was Rondo going to the Clippers. I mean, the Clippers had wanted Rondo. Some thought that he might have gone to the Clippers last year. Obviously, the Hawks weren't really interested in keeping him long term. Maybe they initially signed him to be a mentor to Trae Young. Maybe that mentorship went south. So they went and traded Rondo for Lou Williams. I think the Hawks definitely got a great pickup in Lou Williams because that gives them some more off the bench. And they don't have to have Trae Young be the only playmaker on the roster. Lou Williams can go get buckets on his own. So for the type of team that the Hawks have, and with them having a chance to make it into the playoffs, Lou Williams definitely is an upgrade in Rondo because they don't need another ball handler. They need somebody who can create their own shots. So Lou Williams definitely fits that for the Hawks. And then the Clippers need somebody who can lead more so than another scorer, somebody who can orchestrate them down the stretch, because we know that the Clippers were notorious in the bubble of losing big leads, especially to the Nuggets, and that's how they got bounced. Rondo provides them that stability of leaders. He allows them to be able to just count on Kawhi and Paul George to be scorers and not try to facilitate. So I think it was a win-win situation for the Clippers and the Hawks, that Rondo and Lou Williams trade. I can't really say a trade that doesn't make sense, but I think Danny Ainge is fooling himself that he thinks Evan Fournier is going to make a huge difference for the Boston Celtics. I mean, I didn't know Evan Fournier was the next coming of Larry Bird. I mean, come on, man. Something he must think just because Fournier got a lighter complexion that all of a sudden he's going to have Larry Bird tendencies. Because I'm like, this was the move that was going to make the Celtics move ahead of the Brooklyn Nets, move ahead of the Philadelphia 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, I don't know. Danny Ainge must have not recovered from the illness that he had maybe a year or two ago. Because I don't know what he was thinking if he thought that this was the move. Evan Fournier was the move that's going to propel them to the NBA championship. He said they needed to shake up some things, and he could see by the demeanor of the Celtics that they were not playing good basketball and they weren't mentally ready. Well, you must be preparing to move up in the lottery for that team chemistry and mental capacity to get back to where you all compete, because Evan Fournier is not the answer. That's the one that just really baffled me a little bit. It's not because I don't think Fournier can help the team, but Ainge is getting him as if he's going to propel the team to move to the next level. So that's where it's just perplexing for me. I'm done.
Red.
Kind of like that PJ Tucker move last week, right?
Well, I think PJ Tucker serves a much greater purpose for the Bucks than Evan Fournier does for the Celtics. At least PJ Tucker provides some level of physicality. He can guard certain players, so he has much more of a definitive role for the Bucks than Evan Fournier will for the Celtics.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what they were talking about that move like hey, that was some big move. I just kept waiting to hear the name. That's it. They said Evan Fournier. I was like, ooh, that's what you were so excited about, man. Please, ain't nobody worried about the Celtics, the Hawks. I say the Hawks can beat the Celtics right now, so you're right. I ain't worried about them at all. Move that did surprise me. Nikola Vucevic going to the Chicago Bulls. That was a kind of decent move for the Bulls to get him up out of Orlando. I think he has a better job of going somewhere in Chicago playing with Zach LaVine and what's that Cody White kid with all the crazy hair?
Yeah, Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe White. So I think that was a good move, get him up out of Orlando. So they're going nowhere fast in Orlando. Now I don't understand what Denver was thinking. Get Aaron Gordon. I mean, Lord have mercy. That guy disappears in Orlando. He's gonna go over to Denver and disappear in the mile-high atmosphere. But at least he'll be on the have a little playoff run. We're gonna finally see what Aaron Gordon's about. And honestly, not much. If we're not talking about slam dunk contest, but we'll see. I didn't understand the Hawks going after signing Rondo to a 2-year deal, just trade him by the kid's season. I mean, why do we even go after him if you just gonna wait for Chris Dunn come back? And now I guess we're getting Chris Dunn back, and now all of a sudden you think, and I guess maybe it was Skylar Mays gave them something they weren't expecting. So okay, yeah. I guess that's why they feel like Rondo is expendable. Now I agree. I don't know why Rondo would have came to the Hawks anyway. I mean, a player his stature, you would think he leaves the Lakers, he'll go to a contending team, a team he just knows gonna be there in the stretch run. So my props to him. And I heard this. I don't know how true this story is. I heard that Jerry West told Rondo to accept the Hawks deal and to just sit tight and we'll come get you at the trade deadline. And boy, I guess Jerry West made good on his word because he sure did come get him. And Rondo still gets to keep his money. Still got another guaranteed year next year. So I guess every deal works out for everybody. Maybe the Hawks got what they wanted to. I guess they want to see if he could carry the second unit. But maybe they saw what they wanted to see in Skylar Mays. I guess they've seen enough in Chris Dunn. He's on his way back. So maybe the deal works out for everybody. We'll see in the long run. Victor Oladipo going to the Heat. I don't know about that one. I guess that's a wait and see right there. But overall, like Rev said, it wasn't too many bad deals. It was a lot of George Hill going to the Sixers. I think that'll help him because they never have enough shooting on playoff time. I don't know what the word he was doing at OKC. So, like I say, not a lot of bad deals, or a lot of teams dealt for need. So, I guess we won't see the total capacity of where these deals work out until the playoffs come and go. But overall, I think it was a lot of good, solid moves, like Rev said.
Well, okay, so what you said, I agree with, and I'm look at it even more. The Denver Nuggets look like to me they came out the winners because now you got an Aaron Gordon, a 6'8" body. He doesn't have to be the main scorer in Denver. He just had to be basically a Swiss Army knife. He defends well, he moves well, he comes in, and that's just another scorer for them. So Denver positioned themselves and didn't really give up nothing. You gave up Gary Harris, who was hurting big time, and he wasn't contributing, a draft pick. And the Hampton kid who just came into the league, he's not a superstar right now. So, and then you get Gary Clark, who's a good veteran, and Aaron Gordon. So they improved themselves. Now, if it's proved enough to be among the tops in the West, it's a wait and see thing. I think they will be, but you still got the Lakers, you still got the Clippers, where everybody say are going to collide in the West this year. Now, the losers, and that's easy. The Orlando Magic, 4 starters gone to different teams. You wasn't going anywhere, but still, 4 starters from your teams are gone. So, fire sale, rebuilding. I don't know what Orlando is doing, but hey.
Well, they're definitely rebuilding.
I swear they've been rebuilding since 09. I mean, since Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
So
they don't have a clear plan on what they're trying to do. That's the problem.
Yeah, management is lost, and they'll be getting draft picks, top 5 draft picks for the next 5-6 years. Who knows?
Yep.
Question: is James Harden the NBA MVP?
I mean, that's actually a tough question. One would say, yeah, he is right now because of Embiid falling, LeBron falling. He's the last man standing, but I think he's going to get a lot of pushback because of how he got to Brooklyn. And the writers who vote for him, a lot of them are not going to forget about that. So I think this is a prime year for Nikola Jokic to come up from behind and be the MVP, because I don't think they're going to reward Harden for Harden's antics on how he got to Brooklyn, because the MVP is it's for the entire year. And part of the year was his time in Houston. The way he went against the franchise, turned on his teammates, that's going to weigh against him, even though he's been playing exceptional basketball. And he's been doing it in some part without Kyrie and Kevin Durant. And he's the one that's kept Brooklyn afloat to be in the position that they're in. But because he did all of that this year when he was in Houston, I think that's how Nikola Jokic is going to creep from behind and become the MVP.
Red?
Well, now the Red was pretty much taking the words right out of my mouth. I don't too much know what I can add to it. I swear that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, but I guess I can add this to it. Look, I don't care how well James Harden plays the rest of the year. Brooklyn can go undefeated the rest of the season. He can put up 40, 50-point games. Like Rev said, these writers have memories like elephants, okay? They are not going to forget what happened the first 2 weeks of the season, okay? And that is why, like Rev said, that Djokovic, the Joker for Denver, is going to end up winning the MVP for this season. And then he don't get hurt sometime in the near future. But as long as he stays the rest of the season doing what he's doing now, Nikola Djokovic will be guaranteed the NBA MVP. It's not going to be Embiid. He's been hurt for a minute. It's not going to be LeBron. He's about to sit out a month. Like you say, James Harden, the next one in line. We're not going to forget what he did first 2 weeks of the season. So I think the one guy left that's balling, and the team is balling. Yeah, and that's Nikola Djokovic. And he will, after everybody else cancels himself out, he will be the last man standing. And Djokovic will be the NBA MVP.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with both of you. I mean, Harden has played well enough to be an MVP, but the sins of previous team have caught up with him, and his comments, may have eliminated him. Of course, Embiid was on his way before he got hurt, or LeBron was on his way before he got hurt. So now Jokic is the man, doing what he's doing for the Nuggets to keep them up there. And he has pretty much established himself, as everybody seems to be saying, as the clear front runner. So I'm going to go with Jokic as well. So he is to lose, depending on how Denver does. They got Gordon now, so let's see how he's going to get people the ball. That's one thing he can do. He gives his teammates the ball, and he still scores. So, yes, sir.
One guy that people aren't talking about right now is really underrated, but he should get real consideration. That's Chris Paul with Phoenix Suns.
Chris Paul, yeah, they're gonna give him some. He's gonna get some votes, but I guess it depends on what Phoenix does going forward. He's got him up in, I think, what are they, number 4?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're number 2. But I think I think Chris Paul's MVP candidacy is going to get canceled out because Devin Booker still puts up a lot of numbers, even though it can't be argued that Chris Paul is the catalyst for their surge and being where they are this year. I think his candidacy gets diminished because Booker is still an all-star. He's putting up numbers, and there were some folk who were even who found it problematic that Chris Paul initially got the nod to be an all-star before Devin Booker. So I think those two, because they are playing at a high level, they cancel each other out. And therefore, if you talk about Chris Paul, that's definitely going to cancel him out because Devin Booker is just playing some great basketball this year.
Okay, so there you go. Let's look at some of the comments. Tom, he's as Creighton. I didn't mean putting it. Thomas is live at the Seaside Dragonfly Ballet at Lake Lanier. He's looking at the show from there.
That's
I don't know where he just.
That boy crazy, man. That boy's crazy.
Armani said Kemba Walker has been very disappointing in Boston. To an extent, he has. He hadn't done everything they thought he could do. So Boston Joe Black
used to look.
Oh shit. Joe Black said Austin Rivers got to be looking at his daddy like Will Smith looked at his daddy on The Fresh Prince. I don't know where he is gone.
What's that supposed to do? He wants
Joe. Yeah, Austin is gone. I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, OKC.
Oh yeah, so he didn't think his daddy. He thought his daddy was gonna get him.
Doc held his hand for his first few years in the league. Now he can't keep bringing him on every team he coached. Now you talk about it's gonna
nepotism.
Really look like nepotism.
Yeah.
I mean, if Doc bought Austin on Philly, come on now, like somebody like Shake Milton or some of those guys on Philly be like, Doc, what's up now? Come on.
He already made sure his son-in-law was taken care of because Steph Curry's his son-in-law.
Yeah.
And he did enough for Austin because if it weren't for Doc putting Austin Rivers on the Clippers, there's a good chance that Austin Rivers might not even be in the NBA. That's how terrible his career was going. So
I agree with him.
Doc
Austin better recognize his daddy holding his hand the first few years are the reason he playing on the team now.
Yeah.
All right. Joe Black said Orlando got rid of the whole team. Yes, they did. They really did. Red Alexis say the Hawks won't beat the Celtics in the playoffs.
It'll be a good matchup. Now I want to see it now. I think they will. I'm not impressed by the Celtics. I think if we got our full squad, and I don't know about Hunter, man. I think they need to leave Tony Snell in the starting lineup. Don't be so quick to put Hunter back in there. Tony Snell has been balling. Let Tony Snell play get the minutes that he earned.
Now you saying that because Hunter been hurt?
Yeah, we lost it. And 2 games he came back. 2 games we lost. Because Snell barely didn't even get any minutes in those games. And Snell had been getting active minutes. You gotta keep them fresh, don't change it too much just because the injured guy come back. You gotta work them back in the lineup. Don't change too much. We have been balling. We have been consistent. Don't yank Snell out the lineup now when he finally got his feet up under him and put Hunter right back in there. You work Hunter back up in there. Don't neglect Snell minutes because that dude leading the league in 3-point percentage. He gotta get his minutes. Get his shot.
I can see what you're saying.
Right. Alexis said Rondo barely played with the Hawks, barely got any time.
Well, he was barely healthy too. He sat out a lot too.
Exactly.
Alexis said the Heat are legitimate contenders by adding Victor Oladipo.
Remember that's not the Oladipo that was in Indiana.
Exactly.
This is a broke down Oladipo, so don't buy into the Oladipo hype. He might get rejuvenated playing alongside Butler. Jimmy Butler. So, he can't come in at halftime because Jimmy Butler tell him about himself.
Woo,
So
woo.
we'll see if he has anything left in the tank.
You right about that, real. he gonna send Victor Oladipo home crying.
Yep.
Yeah, Toronto did all the fanfare, and y'all still keeping Kyle Lowry.
Well, they were forced to because Kyle Lowry's value was not that great, and teams weren't willing to give Toronto their asking price. And then Toronto didn't really have any real incentive to get rid of him because they still have him under contract for another year. So if they couldn't get what they wanted, then it's best to keep him. And people, I saw another comment going down where Alexis said the Lakers, if you don't mind me, pull that one up, Coach, please. I get it. I'm sorry.
There it is. Oh, wait a minute. There it is.
The Lakers are the losers because they stood pat and they're about to drop like a brick in the standings. The Lakers were in the running for Kyle Lowry, but I'm not giving up Dennis Schroeder and a couple other guys for Kyle Lowry. That don't make any sense. Kyle Lowry is in the benediction of his career. He's looking retirement dead in the face in about 2 or 3 years. Kyle Lowry is not the kind of guy that you blow up your roster for. Let's not forget the reason why Kyle Lowry is even relevant is because of Kawhi Leonard leading the Raptors to a championship. Even though some consider Kyle Lowry to be the best Toronto Raptor ever, which is ludicrous. When you have a person like Vince Carter, it's just absolutely insane. But nevertheless, you still hear people say that stupidity. You have to realize Kyle Lowry. Yeah, that's what some people are saying. Kyle Lowry wouldn't be mentioned if it weren't for Kawhi leading the team to a championship. So Kyle Lowry is not like even on NBA 2K, they don't respect Kyle Lowry that much. He went from making $32 million to where he was a free agent on NBA 2K to $5 million. That shows you the game system don't even believe in him. So
who is Vince Carter then?
Right. Kyle Lowry ain't never led the team as the primary guy. And this is his time to do it right now. And we see that the Raptors are selling people off. They got rid of Powell. He's in Portland now. They trade for Gary Trent Jr. I mean, they're trying to blow up Toronto now because Kyle Lowry couldn't sustain the franchise as the lead guy.
And Rev, another thing. Before Kawhi got to Toronto, what were the Raptors known for when they were going to the playoffs?
Being LeBron's, babies.
Yeah, and get put out the first round, right?
Yeah. LeBron.
How the world you gonna be the greatest Raptor ever? Vince Carter at least got him to the conference finals, the conference semifinals against Allen Iverson. Man, greatest Raptor ever, dude.
But that's just like calling Matt Ryan the greatest Falcon quarterback ever. That don't speak.
Let's not go there. We're not going there. We're not gonna touch that.
Let's not stress me out right now.
All right. To our question, is James Harden the MVP?
No.
Armani said no, he is not. Joe Black said I can't give the MVP to someone who quit on his team. Thomas said only because he is the last man standing, but that Brooklyn debacle will kill it. Alexis said I think he can, but he will be third in the MVP voting.
Then he can't.
Vincent said they won't reward him for bad behavior. That will never be forgotten. He played it wrong. Oh Lord. Thomas said Nikolai Volgograd will be MVP before Harden. He is a Russian dog musher, just in case y'all didn't know who he was. And Vincent Woodard said Kyle would have failed the physical. Doughboy still in OK Canada.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's a Krispy Kreme away from having to go to Weight Watchers, man.
I'm glad
and I think
they make that move, man.
And when you said Krispy Kreme, Rev, I think I'll sneak this in. If you got your shot, you can take your card to Krispy Kreme and they'll give you a donut.
Oh man, I gotta find my card.
Yeah, they
One,
will give you
one
every
donut.
time you go for the rest of the year.
Oh, for real? One donut
Yeah,
every time you go for the rest of the year?
that's what they said.
That's dope.
I need about 12 shots then.
No, you just keep taking your card, man.
Oh,
Every
okay.
time you take your card, you don't have to have money. Every time you take your card, you get it.
That's cool.
Joe Black, Rev, unnecessary shot at the Falcons. We already heard that we shopping with the EBT card.
Hey
Man, that
man,
was real.
I
I
just
haven't
saw
taken my shot at the Falcons
I
yet.
just saw the juxtaposition. I had to take it, man.
And Thomas with a last firing shot called Kyle Lowry, Derek Lorenzen of basketball.
Oh my goodness. That's
Man,
hilarious.
talking about
That is hilarious.
the old fat Kentucky quarterback.
Yeah, man. That wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming, man. I didn't see that one coming. Wow. That was
You
pretty
know,
good,
Jared
Tom.
Lorenzen.
what team drafted him? Didn't the Giants draft him?
Yeah,
The
he played for the
waited
Giants.
draft pick him.
Yep, he played for the Giants, man.
He played in the league for about 5 or 6 years or so.
Yep.
5
He
or 6
got-
years.
There's
Yeah.
a backup. There's a backup.
Woo!
He
I
got
know
no-
he didn't probably get in 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good segue to our next segment, NFL free agency. And we know that the 49ers and the Dolphins on the last couple, they pulled off a interesting switcheroo as far as draft picks and everything. Your comments on what the Dolphins and the 49ers did?
Who going first? Me?
Either one.
All right, I'll go. Well, what they did, they just made the Falcons at the number 4 pick real interesting right now. 'Cause right now, you can pretty much assume that a quarterback is going the first 3 picks. You can definitely assume that the 49ers are picking a quarterback at the number 3 spot. They didn't give up their draft and 2 more drafts in subsequent years to trade up to get a linebacker. Okay, they ain't getting no running back. It's a quarterback they seeking. And I'm hearing it's Zach Wilson, who Kyle Shanahan is in love with. But from what I'm hearing, the Jets are in love with Zach Wilson too. I don't know what's up with all this Zach Wilson love. Well, I hope this boy turn out to be as great as everybody think he is. But anyway, we got Trevor, Zach, and like I say, it's intriguing now to find out what the Falcons will do. I mean, everybody's saying it would be silly to pick a quarterback after the restructure of Matt Ryan contract. Man, when the time comes for us to have another quarterback, are we gonna have one as good as the guys that are gonna be available right now? So it's gonna be very intriguing. I mean, because even though we don't think the Falcons won't take a quarterback, they still could. They still could take a quarterback and still make him stick for a year or two and just make sure he's ready. But I don't know. The draft just got a little intriguing now with this move right here because at first I didn't know what the Falcons gonna do. Now I'm very intrigued of what they're gonna do with the number 4 pick because their pick could transform the rest of the draft depending on which move they make, even if they trade back. So, kind of interesting to see that my Falcons are holding a lot of cards.
Rev?
I think with that trade, it just made the Falcons pick even more valuable. And therefore, the Falcons may be in position to really accumulate quite a few assets if they trade that pick. Because it's obvious that the first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks. You know, Lawrence is off the table. Wilson is pretty much solidifying being the second quarterback. And then some folk are projecting that Kyle Shanahan may select a wild card in Matt Jones. Because according to some people, they feel that Matt Jones is the most cerebral quarterback out of all of the quarterbacks. And, you know, if you have somebody like Kyle Shanahan working with their quarterback, then you could see the 49ers taking a wild card on Matt Jones because we've seen what Kyle Shanahan did with Matt Ryan. So, and Matt Ryan is not even as smart as Matt Jones, but yet Kyle Shanahan allowed Matt Ryan to become MVP quarterback. So, you know, even though a lot of people would say Matt Jones is not the type of quarterback that you would move to the number 3 pick, if you had Matt Jones with Kyle Shanahan, maybe you do that. So with the Falcons restructuring Matt Ryan's contract, which makes them having him for about 3 more years, 2 at the least. They may select quarterback with the guy from North Dakota State, but then you still have Justin Fields on the table. But if you're going to have somebody sitting back and the Falcons have many needs, you would think that they would get somebody who could help them right now. But because you got the first-year coach, he has time on his hands. So it's not far-fetched that the Falcons will use that 4th pick to get one of the quarterbacks who they think that they could groom him under Matt Ryan. Plus, with Arthur Smith being a new coach, he doesn't have necessarily the mandate to win ASAP. He has a couple of years that he can play with. So that's why I can see the Falcons still drafting a quarterback.
Whoa, Rev, so you still say quarterback at number 4?
I still say quarterback because at some point you got to rebuild. At some point,
I just think they make the guy sit for 2 years.
Well, the whole thing is it's not a bad proposition because you got a new coach.
Yeah.
It's to the new coach's advantage to have the quarterback to sit for 2 years because that means his coaching clock really won't start until the new quarterback is put in the position.
That's right. So the Matt Ryan years are just garbage years.
It's just garbage years. And basically they have to let him stick around because of the cap hit. So Arthur Smith gives himself even more longevity if you draft a quarterback that's going to sit because, again, his clock won't start until that quarterback begins playing. So if he has a quarterback to sit for 2 years, be able to groom, learn, he can go in the film room with them, teach him all the different nuances of his franchise. By the time his clock starts, Arthur Smith would have already ingrained the system into this new quarterback. And anybody outside of Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson and Matt Jones, well, Matt Jones is projected to be a starter because of his cerebralness. Any other quarterback, they're all wild cards. So they need those years to groom and to be shaped into an NFL quarterback. So it really makes sense for the Falcons to draft a quarterback so that they can groom them. Nobody's predicting the Falcons to do anything of any significance as long as Matt Ryan is still there. Those persons who are expecting them, they're delusional. They're Matt Ryanites. They're fools. Anybody who has common sense knows that these are dog years. And the only reason why they have Matt Ryan, because they can't unload his contract because there'll be too much of a salary cap hit. Only reason why they unload Julio is because it would be too much on the salary cap. After next year, you probably won't have Julio. After the year after next, you probably won't have Matt Ryan. So Arthur Smith might start off bad these first 2 years, but if he gets his quarterback, he got his future. He got 2 extra years that he can hold on to where it won't hold against him. Then year 3, with their quarterback that he drafted in this draft, because we don't know any other quarterbacks next year that have the reputation of the kid from North Dakota State, of the Justin Fields. So you got to get one of those projects now, because I can't think of anybody who's in college that has the reputation of these guys this year. So the Falcons would be foolish not to get their quarterback this year.
Dog it, Rev, you just convinced me. I'm back on the quarterback. After saying all week I was with the running back. Okay. Dog it and Rev, it take a lot to convince me in football. You right. I'm back on the quarterback. All right. So Justin Fields and Trey Lance. Posting it today, right after the show. I'm back on. They're going to have them sit for a couple of years. And dog, it ain't neither one of them better come in and complain, because it ain't like they Trevor Lawrence coming in. Justin Fields, you definitely can afford a year to sit down. And Trey Lance, you can afford a year learning. So yeah, I'm with you. Sit down. Come in and sit down and get your playbook ready.
All right. Here's what the people had to say. Of course, Thomas had to throw one more. That's what they called Lorenzen, the Pillsbury throw boy. That's what they called him. Back when he played.
They punch Marshmallow Man.
Oh, man.
Maurice said, yeah, Lorenzen was drafted by the Giants, and unlike Matt Ryan, he has a ring.
Yep.
Oh,
yep, he does.
Yeah, he was on the undefeated team. Well, the team that beat the undefeated Patriots.
Yeah. Maurice, I tried to tell y'all about Zach Wilson. He's a baller.
Oh, wait a minute. That ain't been proven yet.
Vincent said, my
Yeah.
49ers have better not take Zach Wilson. We need a dual threat to run that offense. Jimmy Gigolo has proven he's not that guy. I'm hoping for Fields, Lance, Newman, or Lance.
I mean,
John Lynch may screw this up. Now,
actually, Zach Wilson seems like he is a dual threat. He can run, throw. They put him on the same bar as a sub Mahomes, where he can make plays with all kind of different arm angles and stuff like that. Yeah, man. I mean, people were impressed with Zach Wilson because they said the reason why Zach Wilson is being looked at so is because he can do things that are not in the playbook. And that's what makes Mahomes so special, that you can draw up a play, but when the play is busted, he can make something happen after the play. So they're saying that Zach Wilson has those kind of capabilities.
Don't worry, Vince. I think the Jets gonna take this kid. And the Niners, yeah, y'all might end up with Fields, which means my Falcons probably end up with Lane. I think we both might end up with the guy we want, hopefully.
Now, there's a name in there that they talked about at the beginning of last year, but nobody's been saying anything about. Where does Jamie Newman go?
Undrafted free agent, looking to be on somebody's practice squad.
Yeah, he played himself not playing at Georgia. Because, I mean, for him not even to be mentioned at all, I mean, they're not even mentioning him in later rounds. So his time at Georgia must have really been.
Did they mention him at UGA Pro Day?
I mean, they have not mentioned Jamie Newman at all. So something must have happened while he was at Georgia for him to fall off the face of the QB world, because he was highly touted and people had him projected going after Fields. And now you don't hear nothing about him. So something must have happened that they're not revealing.
Okay, here's they said these are the top quarterbacks in the 2021 draft: Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance. These not in any order. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Kyle Trask, Sam Ehlinger from Texas, Kellen Mond from Texas A&M, and Jamie Newman.
Wow.
So
if you behind Ehlinger, who was basically a quarterback, draw quarterback, that doesn't speak volumes for your talent.
Nope.
Because Ehlinger, I don't see him having a great career, because he seems Tim Tebow-ish to me.
Wait a minute now. Don't ever disrespect Tim Tebow ever again.
Okay.
But okay.
I don't see Jamie Newman doing that. I mean, he's on nobody's radar. They don't have any tape of him, and they're gonna go back and look at tape a year ago. Like I say, what have you done for me lately? And whoever gave you the advice to sit out, that was probably the worst advice you could have got.
Yep.
All right. Alexis said the Falcons were looking at Zach Wilson yesterday at his little pro day. So
he's not gonna be available at number 4.
Yeah, they just looked at him just in case he fell to him, but he's not falling. The Jets are gonna pick him at 2. That's just the bottom line.
Yep.
Armani said the Falcons the most unpredictable team in the NFL draft. If I'm the Falcons, you take a quarterback, you draft a quarterback, don't take a quarterback, and if you don't take a quarterback, get Micah Parsons, the linebacker out of Penn State.
Dude, they are not drafting no linebacker at no number 4. I don't care if this guy is the second coming of Ray Lewis. They ain't taking no Michael Parsons at number 4. I can promise you that, Armani. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it's too many. It's too much value. I mean, before they take somebody like that, they would trade the pick.
Yeah, if you're gonna take Michael Parsons, they'll just trade down, and I think they'll take a running back before they take a linebacker first. I just don't see I don't see the Falcons taking a linebacker in the first round. Sorry.
All right. Armani also said Cousin Terry and Arthur Smith had definitely played spades and poker, because us as fans, we really just don't know what they're gonna do.
I know they ain't taking no Michael Parsons in no first round.
That's facts.
Joe Black said that don't get Pitts at number 4. That's the tight end. Don't get him.
I don't know.
He's gonna be a good player now.
I don't know. He's a game changer. I think it's too high to pick a tight end at 4. Don't get me wrong, but because he's so highly touted, somebody may have to jump high to get him. And then also because of the emergence of the tight end position in the league, it's like, the tight end position is just as important as a wide receiver for some teams. So that his value might be higher to be waiting for him to get picked up at 10 and 12. He might get picked in the top 5.
Hey, how y'all doing? Oh, okay. Maurice said, watch the Falcons mess it up, screw it up, and draft a linebacker. Oh, boy.
They ain't going to do that.
You're a Dolphins fan, okay? Now, I know you all pretty. I know you seem pretty because your team your GM be, I'll give you credit. Your GM has been doing his GM thing the past few years. You got all these draft picks, and congratulations on that. But, dude, don't even pretend like you know what Terry Fontenot is going to do. We're not taking a linebacker, okay? Y'all can get that out your head.
He telling you, Red, Fields will be a 49er. Book it.
Boy, we still got Lance, dude. So book that. Actually, if the Falcons take Trey Lance, I'll still be okay with it. You can book that. If Zach Wilson falls to us, I'll be okay with that. You can book that. So stop acting like if the 49ers take Fields, I'm going to be all hurt in my heart. No, sorry, Maurice. Like I say, you're getting a little cocky up in your Dolphins playing. So you just better worry about who y'all going to pick to give Tua some help because he needs it.
Okay. Fields, Amani said Fields for 4 or Lance for 4, one of those QBs.
Yeah, I agree with that because after Wilson goes, if Wilson goes to the Jets, I think Kyle will take the Fields or Lance. And I think the Falcons, they ain't going to have no choice but to grab whatever QB left if they going to pick at number 4.
Kelly was laughing at Jimmy Garoppolo was called Gigolo. Joe Black said Newman didn't have a good Senior Bowl when he played. I don't remember him playing, but I guess he.
Well, that's gonna hurt him.
Armani said Georgia does not know how to deal with black quarterbacks. I said what I said.
You might have a point right there. We can't disagree so much, being that Kirby reputation with quarterbacks, especially mobile quarterbacks, black quarterbacks, isn't that high right now.
Vincent said Newman can be a steal and steal somebody's money. I mean, a steal. He gonna sit behind someone and learn.
No. You going on the right path, Coach. Yeah, you're right. He gonna be stealing somebody's money because he ain't gonna be a steal from nobody, Vincent. And if you think he gonna be a steal, I want to see your face if the 49ers draft this guy. Boy, I want to read your post after that because I promise you won't be thinking he'll steal, Vincent. I promise you that. Hey, Rev, we're going to remember this from Vincent now. He said Newman going to be a steal. Now, watch what he say if the Niners draft him. Watch.
Vincent said, talking about me on my Tebow defense. Vincent, I always like Tebow. Tebow, my boy. He got a raw deal from Rex Ryan, who I will never respect.
We're gonna be laughing at you trying to defend Jamie Newman if y'all draft him.
All right, Alexis, the Falcons were looking at him, but they realized that EBT card talking about Zach Wilson didn't have the balance to get him. They gonna get a kicker in the first round.
I'll tell you what, I bet our EBT card can afford Jamie Newman, and that's what your team gonna be spending it on when you draft him. That EBT card, because that's what all he worth right there. Keep on, Vincent, I got you. Come on, what's the next comment, Coach? I'm on the roll.
Armani was saying to you, he was saying trade down to get Parsons, not pick him in the number 4. He was saying you tell to pick and trade down and get him.
But not in the. I don't see the Falcons taking a linebacker in the first round. Don't forget, you still got Ola Yukon. We still got Deion Jones. We still got the linebacker we got in the 4th round last year, Michael Walker from Fresno State. The Falcons, one more time, read my lips. The Falcons are not drafting a linebacker in the first round. Next.
That boy, that boy Parsons, I saw his workout. You know, everybody does workout wonders. He's an impressive figure at linebacker, though.
Yeah, God bless him.
I think he's gonna be a
But
starting player. But
he won't be
Falcons
black and
will
red.
take him in round one.
No,
No.
Falcons got too many other holes, and then their money's their cash strapped. And then when you get somebody like a local, what's his name, Red, a local Jawan or whatever his name is, the linebacker who wasn't even, he wasn't even drafted high. They feel like they could get somebody like him and mold him, so they're not going to use a fourth pick or even trade down for a linebacker because they just got too many holes, and then they got to look at the future. And the reality is they got to have somebody, if they plan on keeping Calvin Ridley, they got to have somebody who can get him the ball.
Yeah.
Because Calvin Ridley coming around the corner with a new contract. So that's how we know Julio going. So if you plan on keeping Ridley, then they got to get somebody who can get Ridley the ball.
Ridley with his old self. Ridley almost 30 years old.
Red Maurice said, yeah, he's smiling like the Cheshire Cat with all that draft picks they got. So he said they in good shape.
Yeah. I believe it, Maurice.
And he said, don't worry about the 49ers drafting them. We won't have that debate. Just worry about that kicker the Falcons getting in the first round.
You're crazy. Not with the young girl here. What's her name? The kicker, Young Koo.
Young Kim. Kim.
He ain't going nowhere.
All right, question for everybody.
But I'm trying to respect the show. Go ahead.
Question for everybody. If the Falcons draft a quarterback with the 4th pick, will we be able to pay him with our food stamp money?
Yeah, that's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose of why quarterback Ryan and another person, they restructured so that they could have money to be able to sign their rookie draft picks as well as the additional few free agents that they picked it. So they have the money. That's the whole purpose of restructuring.
We got a little bit left on that debit card for our draft pick. That's about it.
All right. Let's go to the NFL free agency. Did you all see over the past few days any kind of free agent signing that's gonna make a difference for some team, big, a little, or in the middle? Anything that's gonna actually make a difference over this week?
I like the signing of the Baltimore Ravens getting Sammy Watkins, giving Lamar Jackson another target. They definitely could upgrade the wide receiver position, and Sammy Watkins has been a solid play, even though he's been injury prone. But I think that particular signing definitely helps the Ravens and gives Lamar Jackson another weapon to throw to.
Red?
Let's see. Well, I tell you some moves I didn't like. I didn't like the Cowboys coming to get all our defensive players thinking they're gonna help Dan Quinn's defense over there. I mean, Daisy and Neal, oh Lord, won't you come on over here and get Debo and Grady? Why don't? But anyway, let me see. Not really too. It was one sign I had on my mind. I can't slip my mind right now, but not too much. Yeah, the Bucks signing a lot of their players back. I think
everybody.
Everybody. I think that's what I'm thinking about.
Fournette signed yesterday, so Leonard Fournette was huge in their running game to offset the running back. Who was their starter running back? What was his name?
Ronald Jones.
Jones. Yeah. So they were a great 1-2 punch. So that was a good signing, man, for the Bucks to be able to keep all of the starters who started in the Super Bowl. That was highly impressive, man.
You're right, and that's why Falcon fans don't even be thinking at all about this season, because nothing stopping their Bucks train. Saints, Panthers, Falcons, we need to be building for 2022.
Yep. Facts.
Red Maurice Thrower said the Falcons can pay him with your stimulus check. Oh Lord.
Yeah, correct.
Armani said, thank you, Red, for explaining that about how they can afford another QB. Now, Joe Black liked the Mike Davis signing for the Falcons. What do y'all think?
It's solid. Is it a game changer? I don't know. But I mean, Mike Davis did have a solid year for the Carolina Panthers last year. It's definitely an upgrade in anything that we had last year. So it just depends on the scheme. And obviously, if you sign somebody like Mike Davis and they're trying to, run the ball, have more physicality, because Mike Davis is one of those brawling backs. He's not really a speedster, but it looks like they're going to be having him run up in the tackles a little bit. And I just hope he can duplicate catching the ball out of the backfield as he did last year, because he was solid. I mean, as much as Christian McCaffrey was down last year, who is their franchise starting running back, Mike Davis filled in well. So I think that's a good signing for the Falcons. But I think I've read on Red's post earlier this week, I still think they need somebody to go along with Mike Davis.
What's the status of Gurley?
He's still waiting to be signed. And he might be waiting until after the draft.
He might be waiting to the afterlife. His status is better not sign with my Falcons. That's all I know. Piggyback on what Rev said, I agree 100%. Solid player, not a number one. It would definitely be behoove the Falcons to draft another running back. Maybe not first round, definitely second or third round. You got my boy Travis Etienne out there. Since now I've switched back to us drafting the quarterback, but our first pick, Najee Harris, out of the picture now. But Travis Etienne may not be out of the picture. So if he's available, when you come up with that second pick, which would be in the 30s, the mid to early 30s, I would definitely take a look at Travis Etienne. You put him with Mike Davis, now we talk.
Joe Black said the controversial Barcavius Mingo is going to keep our bench warm. They signed him, I guess, as a good reserve. I guess just to, I don't know.
If he had made this move years ago when he was coming out of the draft, I would have been more excited. Now, after seeing him in the league a few years, not excited at all. I mean, like I said, he'll be a good special teams player. I don't think he's going to take none of our three linebackers started. He's not going to take Michael Walker, Debo, or Lulikon position. Neither one of them.
All right, fellas. I think that about puts a bow on the show. We always have to finish with you have the right, and just want to know who has the right to do what this week. So,
okay. Lakers and Hawks, we both got good wins last night. Much needed wins after blowing a minor 2-game losing streak by the Hawks. Massive 4-game losing streak by the Lakers. But we win last night. You guys have it right on your next game on Sunday to start another winning streak. Both of them need to go on winning streaks right now. It's getting the first time of the season, and I need to know what I'm working with, especially from my Hawks. What the Lakers talking about this hurt right now. The Hawks. That's time. You got us watching. Keep us watching. Keep our attention. You got the right to win. Sunday versus Denver.
Bill?
The NCAA still has a right to keep on explaining and justifying why the women's facilities were worse than the men's facilities. And they have already begun the process, because I don't know if you guys saw what they posted, but they showed the 2018-19 figures of March Madness, and they show how they invested $24 million in the men's game, and it netted them $84 million, whereas they invested $14 million in the women's game, and they got a negative balance of $2 million. So the NCAA has a right to keep on justifying why their facilities for the women did not meet the standard of the men. And they put the figures out there to try to justify what they're doing.
Oh, my God.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
That should have been your dope coat right now. I would still be laughing, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was wrong with the facility, about the facilities, but the NCAA did kind of cover themselves a little bit by basically saying, hey, the women's game doesn't generate money, whereas the argument could be because the men's game makes so much money and all the money is coming into the same venues and organizations, they could have used that NCAA men's money to give them better facilities, just like
Why
the
they,
NBA is funding the WNBA.
yeah, why they do these girls like that, man? That is messed up.
Yeah. But I mean, the NCAA did come back hard showing the figures. It was a smart move, while at the same time, it still doesn't justify them not handling business from the
Yeah,
very beginning.
yeah, you're right. I mean, you take some of that money from the guys. They did, and I mean, come on, you got to improve the facilities a little. Now. That's ridiculous. And I'm a guy, I'm not even a fan of women's sport, and I'm still saying those facilities look ridiculous. Come on.
You have the right, of course. I'm going to the Alabama Crimson Tide. I predicted you by 20. I need you to follow up on that and consider yourself a legit threat and go ahead and destroy UCLA. I have no love for them either. Destroy them by 20. Let them know thank you for coming and get going. The people have some. Maurice Thrower said, man, he'd had a right to end his losing streak on Monday.
Yeah.
I don't know what this on a serious note is, but I'm scared to even try it. I don't even want to mess with a serious note from Thomas. Joe Black said, Braves, you had a right to bring home a title. Red, you had a right to prepare for the Showcase Showdown. Fiery Shelby versus Ravishing Red.
Ravishing Red.
Get your popcorn, folks. Be here 11 or be square. Oh my gosh.
I'll be working on my material all week.
Kelly says boo as you getting ready to. Thomas was serious. We had, as blacks, had a right to retain our rights as voters.
Yep.
We have seen what is being done, and there's no time to sit on the sidelines. The governor's race is next year. Let's get on it. Hashtag Stacey Abrams.
And while
that's going to be very interesting.
Rev, can you run again?
Who?
Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. She's already told us that she's going to run, and I think with that new Jim Crow voter suppression law that was passed, you already have heard me, and I probably would have said this during my Dope No Coke movement. The city of Atlanta and no city in Georgia needs to be hosting anything of any significance, especially with that Jim Crow law that they just passed. The All-Star game should be removed out of Atlanta, as I posted on yesterday. If they remove the NBA, remove the All-Star game out of Charlotte because North Carolina passed a bathroom bill against transgenders, then surely they should be removing, MLB should be removing the All-Star game out of Atlanta. Georgia doesn't deserve to host the Final Four, doesn't deserve to host anything of any major significance until such a law is off the books. And how dare the major leagues seek to have an all-star game in the same city where you're going to rejoice about Hank Aaron since he's died. So you know Hank Aaron is going to be the center of any all-star talk. And then have the game while you're trying to celebrate Hank Aaron. This city and this state doesn't even celebrate the people who make up his race. Abolish all-star game in Atlanta. Do it now.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say this, but I agree. We gotta show these Republicans, these racist politicians that this type of behavior is not gonna be settled. So we're not gonna take it. We need to do something to cost them money, to cost them, face, embarrass them. I'm all for it. Even though I missed the All-Star game, I'm all for it. But kids a bad light on the Republic.
Yeah. Joe, what is it? Joe Black.
Let's celebrate Hank Aaron now, all because of Governor Kemp. Man, I can't stand this guy.
And it's a lot of the, a lot of folk don't realize you got Atlanta and then you have Georgia. The state of Georgia as a whole is no different than other deep southern states. It's a bunch of rednecks. That's just the reality of the matter. If it weren't for the Atlanta metropolitan area, Georgia as a whole would not be a state that people would want to go to. The only reason why people want to come to it, Georgia, is because of Atlanta. Take Atlanta out, it's no different than Alabama, no different than Mississippi, no different than Louisiana. But gentlemen, I got to get off because I got to have enough cell phone to be able to order my Uber to get back to my hotel. So I appreciate you. Y'all go ahead. I appreciate y'all letting me on, man. I enjoyed being able to get on for most of the show. Everybody have a great day, and I'll catch up with y'all back in the ATL next week. All right.
Leave for 183, man.
All right, man.
Joe Black said you got the right to get back safely.
Thank you so much, Joe. I received that one.
All right. Maurice called you ravishing red rude. Kelly was booing the mistreatment of the women's tournament.
Yeah.
And just like everybody was saying, Miss Harris said, preach Rev. Vincent said, big facts, Rev. And Armani, Atlanta is the black mecca of the world. So we're going to shut it down, folks. We glad Rev was able to get on with us from Maryland up in that area. Hope he has a safe trip back. But as for us,
take away Rev missing Dope Nope and Kobe. You here for most of the show.
Yeah, he'd have been rolling.
It wasn't even a pay. He had to get paid for this show.
All right, we're going to shut it down, and this is going to be it for today. Want to thank everybody for coming out. Thomas said in the meantime, he's going to check out the Flounder Filleting Fandango and Catfish Cavalcade in Boogers Holler, Oklahoma.
I better look that video up. These shit better be real too, man.
These places, boy, these places are just absolutely fun. You just got to go to these places. But yeah. Thomas finds them. I don't know where he finds them, and he has his sources.
Thomas maybe he's our human geography map. Because he
uses TMZ. I don't know who he uses, TMZ or something, but you know.
Google Maps.
Vincent said, great show, guys. Thank you, Vincent. We had a good time with everybody today. Ms. Harris said, great show, gentlemen. And like I said, the clock on the wall said that's all. So we're going to shut it down for the rest of the day with some old school going out. I love my old school. So, but hey, thank y'all. Thank you, everybody.
In the house. You like John Chuckery on 92.9, Coach. You know how you play his little music. We love that old school R&B.
Thank you, everybody. We will see you all back next week for UFC 183 next week. Red Shelby. Y'all have a good one.
You better be well. I'm coming for you, girl. I'm coming for you. Mama said knock you out.
Later, everybody.
Mm-hmm.